Lots of news with Warren Buffett over the weekend. Jim Cramer, your first question from a viewer. What do you think of Berkshire Hathaway?
Always liked the stock, liked it since I started Mad Money. I feel like there's fluctuations periodically, but no, overall, I do believe that progress in American business is reflected by the stock, and Buffett's done a great job.
One viewer writes, everyone says Facebook is overvalued, but it's come back pretty good. What's it look like to you in terms of Facebook, and will they figure out how to get into China?
I don't know why everyone feels it's overvalued. I mean, you have to look at 2017 numbers, and on that basis, it's certainly not expensive versus the rest of the market. I think people don't know how to value a stock like that. You have to look at it in the out years. China, I don't really care. They'll be everywhere.
How about NXPI or Skyworks Solutions? Do you have a favorite right now?
These are both good companies, but I'm closer to David Aldrich and Skyworks Solutions. This is really, somehow it got pigeonholed as a play on Apple, not on Internet of Things. I think it's Internet of Things is doing a good job.
Medtronic, any thoughts ahead of earnings? Will it break out above 80?
I think Medtronic's a very good company. I've never gone against them. I like the acquisition they made with Covidien. I think it's doing well.
Why won't Under Armour buy Fitbit? Wouldn't that work?
Under Armour doesn't need to buy anybody. They've got their own Fitbit, and they feel very strongly that their Fitbit project is really working. Go look at Under Armour and see what they're doing. It's actually quite extraordinary in terms of their health and wellness initiatives.
All this stuff about Apple, the big battle over encryption, do you think that it's still a stock to own?
Right, Apple, I'm not changing or wavering myself. I mean, here's a stock that's selling at 10 times earnings, much less than that when it comes to exiting the cash. I think that Apple is got a new iteration of the iPhone, second half of the year. They're doing very well in their services stream. I like it.
How about Phillips 66?
No, I know that Warren Buffett likes the refiners. I mean, he said, listen, they do well at 80, they do well at 30. Look, far be it from me to say that he's not right, but the margins are being squeezed right now.
Any thoughts on Taser?
Taser looked like a really good quarter. I've got to do more work on it, but I felt that Taser was good and that the stock got too hot.
How about CyberArk?
CyberArk looked at Palo Alto had a really good quarter, and I always say stick with the best.
One viewer writes, should I sell eBay and Alibaba?
Look, I don't really care about those. I do think that Alibaba's buy of Groupon was significant. I think Groupon's doing better. eBay you should have bought PayPal. PayPal's now, it's a huge position for Action Alerts. We bought a ton of it, and it's just beginning to get the adherence and the plaudits it deserves.
How about Etsy?
Etsy was a great quarter, and it really was overlooked in a very busy week. I think Etsy, those who are, my daughter sold some stuff on Etsy, those who understand crafts, understand this is the anti-Amazon. I think they're really getting it together. It's going to be a good turn.
Got a lot of questions today, Jim, on defense contractors, General Dynamics, Lockheed, Raytheon. Your thoughts?
We're very big into Lockheed Martin, and I think it's really extraordinary and very undervalued, and they're doing a transformation. Raytheon's doing really, really well. Raytheon is kind of the defense play that does well when the United States pulls back from being the world's policeman, because they've got a lot of defensive plays, and I think it's absolutely terrific. General Dynamics, I'm not as keen on.
Jim Cramer, as always, thanks. If you want your questions answered, send them to Jim on his Facebook page or find him on Twitter. Use #CramerQ. I'm Rhonda Schaffler for The Street.
To get more of Jim Cramer's investing ideas, as well as a peek at other stocks he owns in his multi-million-dollar charitable trust portfolio, subscribe to Action Alerts Plus. Sign up for Action Alerts Plus at getcrameredge.com. That's getcrameredge.com.